Good afternoon, everybody. So, I'd like to start today's talk by asking all of you a question. On my way over here, I realized that many of you probably never heard about arboriculture. So, I'd like to ask you to show your hands if you've ever heard of the profession, an arborist. No show of hands. Yeah, the chances are that you have not, because this industry does not yet exist in India. I grew up in India in a small international community called Oroville. 50 years ago, this was nothing more than a barren plateau. But today, through the hard work of so many amazing people, we have managed to transform the landscape into a sea of green. Growing up there, climbing the trees, playing in the mud, or cycling through the little sandy roads, I always felt a strong connection to nature. So here's a little clip of just one aspect of my daily work. I'm an arborist, and my job is to take care of trees, much like your family doctor takes care of you. This can be extremely challenging, because unlike humans, who love to complain about their problems, humans silently endure the torture that we put them through. Trees have been here long before us, and hopefully will continue to live on long after we're gone. Currently, scientists estimate the oldest tree to be somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000 years old. Can you imagine the stories these trees could tell us? We are researching. Well, not me personally, but there's a huge amount of research being done on trees, on things like how they grow, which is fascinating, or how they deal with injuries through a process called compartmentalization, or how they're able to communicate with one another, because they actually can, through an underground network of roots and fungi called mycorrhizae. These networks allow trees to share resources like water and nutrients, as well as send distress signals to warn against pests, predators, or diseases. This is only possible in dense forests, where roots are able to intertwine. Our urban trees lack these networks and are not able to communicate or help one another, which is why they need special care from us. Trees are social creatures, and in isolation, it leads to less healthy trees. In cities, we need to take care of trees to make sure that no one gets hurt. And now, due to climate change, trees are now more than ever exposed to extreme conditions, such as drought, or cyclones, or any other natural disaster. So, our job is to inspect trees, to make sure they have no diseases, or decay, or any risk of breaking branches, or a weak root system due to the lack of space that we have given them. Air pollution is the third highest cause of death in India and contributed to more than 1.2 million deaths in 2017. Air quality is provided by trees. 8 trees are needed to produce oxygen for 1 human. Trees filter the air. They remove harmful pollutants, which contribute to respiratory diseases like asthma. Quality of life is dependent on our surroundings. Trees, parks, and green spaces bring people together. They strengthen our communities. They reduce loneliness and isolation. Most of us, I mean, intuitively, we know that. Most of us enjoy a stroll in the park to take a break from our stressful daily life. And what's really cool about trees is that through their shade and evaporation, they actually cool our cities and help us reduce energy consumptions by as much as 10%. Global warming is primarily caused by carbon dioxide. Trees and forests play an important role in locking up that CO2. They act as a carbon sink by releasing oxygen through their leaves and using the carbon to grow. As part of India's ambitious pledge to fight climate change, we're planning to lock up about 3 billion tons of CO2 through additional trees and forests by 2030. Singapore is one of the most amazing financial success stories in recent history. Through their vision to create a garden city, they have really transformed that landscape. It's amazing. Sadly, India is moving in the other direction, and all our cities are becoming increasingly difficult to live in. In 2016, a study by the Indian Institute of Science used satellite images over decades and to reveal the rate of urbanization. And as you can see, the results are shocking. The trees that are left in our cities are stressed, damaged, and sadly often become a hazard to the public. Luckily, I see the passion for trees sparking up across our cities. Thousands of people protesting the removal of trees for the metro project in Mumbai, or the flyover in Bangalore, or the illegal felling of trees just to have billboards cluttering our view. The future challenge of our society is to be able to combine new urban development with the increase in green spaces. So we are building a vibrant industry of professional arborists who are able to work together with town planners, real estate developers, and architects. We will have garden cities across our country. So how will we meet these challenges? Through education, legislation, and passion. We need government-subsidized training programs. Singapore, for example, has the highest number of arborists per capita, and they're a role model for arboriculture in Asia. Our government could encourage new tree care companies through tax breaks, access to skilled labor, or by simply making it easier to import specialized gear and equipment. To ignite the passion for this new profession, we are planning to organize the first Indian tree climbing championship in 2020. And our training programs are providing a future for arborists in India. Traveling the world, attending tree care conferences and tree climbing competitions, I had the opportunity of working together with arborists from Germany, Israel, Switzerland, and Australia. And there's one thing I really noticed is that our profession is in high demand all over the world. For example, did you know that Australia provides special skill visas for arborists? Arborists are considered industrial athletes with an in-depth knowledge of tree biology. So I would like to encourage all of you to consider arboriculture a real profession, a passion, and a way of life. Without trees, there is no life. They literally create the oxygen that we breathe. So we have a choice. We can either slowly choke ourselves to death or find a way to live in a symbiotic relationship with them. So, if any of you out here, or anybody watching, if any of you are a closet climber, don't be shy. Come climb with us and have fun while making the world a better place. Thank you. Thank you so much.